Boniswa is on the line with us. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, Boniswa. Now, as your company marks its 26th anniversary, you're drawing a parallel between the intensity of the 1990s, when the agency was founded, you were involved back then already, and the time we are currently living through. Some would say businesses need to hold on tight and just survive right now. But you're saying it's the perfect time for reinvention. You want to turn things upside down. Is that not a risk?
Good morning, Marcel, and good morning to your listeners. There's always a risk in everything that you do, but it's how you take the risk and how you mitigate the risk in the process of what you are doing. So, as I said in the article that I sent to you, or the note that I sent to you, it's basically 1994 was exactly the same. People were finding bunkers and basically stockpiling everything, toilet paper and water and baked beans at the time. What has changed? We're doing the same thing. And for us, it is time to innovate. I mean, look at how tech has changed our lives in this short period. And for us, we're embracing tech, bringing tech inside and using software to really shift gears. And part of the shifting gears for us was the appointment of Rowena Williams to have really senior woman right at the top, side by side with me, and turning this thing around.
Now let's talk about that for a second. You call yourself a streetwise girl from Zola who doesn't suffer fools. And like you said, you've just appointed Rowena Williams as your Chief Creative Officer. It makes it 2 women at the helm of an influential agency. But in the year 2020, do we think it's about time that those 2 points are no longer a novelty or standout feature? It should really be the norm by now, shouldn't it?
You know, it is such a boring topic. I agree with you. What we should be transforming is everything we do, okay? From the contracts we have with our clients, from the financial agreements we have with our clients, from the way we work. And really right now we should be talking about how are we innovating and transforming the way we work, rather than talking about 2 women at the helm. But for some unknown reason, we're stuck. We struggle with transformation, I think the world over, especially in this country. So we pay lip service. So yes, it is great news. But I mean, if you talk to the 2 of us, Rowena and I, we're just 2 people who are excited and really motivated and loved by what we do. Okay. So the fact that we happen to be women, it's a great bonus for South Africa.
What have you learned? You've been in this business for a long time, Boniswa. In the last few weeks or last couple of months, facing the pandemic and the pressures from an economic point of view on the business, what have you learned about this industry that you already know so well?
That processes can also be a hindrance. So turn your processes upside down and find new ways of working. What do I mean by that? You cannot sit, if silos don't work right now. Because remember, we're all working from home. We're working from just someone sitting on their couch, which is very uncomfortable, but they have to create. So what we do is silos are gone. You step in and you bring in your A game in every sense of understanding communication and brand.
Now, the advertising industry in South Africa has faced constant criticism for its slow rate of transformation. You know this. And at the moment, we face a massive resurgence in that much-needed Black Lives Matter movement, galvanizing lived experiences, racial trauma across the globe. At what point does the penny drop on a larger scale in your industry that just putting a couple of black faces in a room for a pitch to a potential client is not transformation, and that it actually makes business sense to empower and employ a diverse staff and a management complement to ensure that your end product is so much more relevant? I mean, just this past week, there was an agency that put out a social media post with a panel to discuss the future of social media. And that panel was as white as snow. It's absurd, surely.
It is absurd. I think it's not the top. Transformation has to be top to bottom, and transformation has to be in the true sense of South Africa. We're a very young country. We should have young voices helping us to really, really transform. So what we pride ourselves at Network is we're a bunch of what we call silverheads as well as the young ones, okay? And the two teach. The young teach upwards, the old teach downwards, and the richness is in the fusion of ideas. And that's what this country needs. We need minds from the township. We need minds from the squatter camps. We need minds from the upper echelons of society. And when we bring those together, in a brainstorm or sit around the table, our ideas are very rich. Our ideas connect with every sector of society.
I'm going to leave it there. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I do think it's something that we could probably talk about for some time. Boniswa Pezisa is the Group CEO of Network BBDO, a well-known agency celebrating 26 years in the business.